Thompson's in the driving seat here, but watch Seville on the near side. It's ever so close. Seville from...
into their starting blocks. The Tokyo National Stadium pulsed with 60,000 screaming fans, but one figure in the VIP box commanded particular attention. Usain Bolt, the sprint king himself, witnessing the first global 100-meter final since his retirement. What unfolded next was a tale of an unexpected victory. A 24-year-old Jamaican sprinter who defied every expectation and rewrote history in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. He was the unseen force, about to unleash a storm that would shake the very foundations of the sport.
Because right here in Tokyo and at the stadium, I think I started my debut, and you have to understand that my legacy is a new legacy for me, knowing that I came back at the same place.
Before this electrifying moment, all eyes were fixated on the Titans destined for glory. Noah Lyles, the defending world champion, and fresh from his Olympic gold in Paris, exuded an almost unbreakable confidence. He had openly declared himself in the best shape of his entire career. Then there was Usain Thompson, another formidable Jamaican, whose blazing 9.75 seconds earlier in the season marked him as the fastest man on the planet in a decade, leaving no doubt he was poised to claim a global title. But amid these towering figures, a quieter presence lingered, barely registered in the pre-race chatter. Oblique Seville, standing at a modest 5 feet 7 inches, a full 10 inches shorter than Bolt, was widely dismissed. He was the athlete who always seemed to falter, to choke when the stakes were highest. 2 consecutive fourth-place finishes at past World Championships haunted his resume, culminating in a last-place finish at the Olympic final just the previous year. To many, Seville was a perennial contender, never a champion.
In the driving seat here, but watch Seville on the near side. It's ever so close. Seville from top.
Yet, beyond the glaring spotlights and the analysts' predictions, a deeper narrative fueled Seville. In late 2018, a profound personal tragedy struck when his father passed away from a suspected heart attack. His dad had been his ultimate champion, his first and most unwavering fan. Seville later revealed the crushing blow of his father never witnessing his true talent unfold. That final conversation, a simple encouragement to just go out there and do it because he could, became a burning hidden motivation carrying him through years of public heartbreak. At the 2022 World Championships, he blazed through the semi-finals with the fastest time, only to finish 4th in the final. A year later, in Budapest, the same crushing fate, 4th place, missing a medal by a mere 0.004 of a second. The 2024 Paris Olympics were meant to be his redemption, a moment to cash in on his immense potential after another fastest semi-final time. But disaster struck in the final, a hamstring injury that ruined his chances and left him dead last. Whispers turned to outright questions. Could Seville truly handle the immense pressure of the biggest stage? His journey was a relentless battle against doubt, both external and internal.
Still being obviously 17 and 18 at the end of this year, it's definitely crazy. Like I've had people, like their grandparents, come up to me wanting photos, and people as little as 2-3 years old. I've had a baby. Her mother wanted me to sign her forehead. I was like, that's pretty crazy.
But beneath the surface of disappointment, a quiet transformation was underway. Seville, known for his unyielding resilience, refused to let past setbacks define his destiny. Instead, each disappointment became fuel, driving him to push beyond perceived limits. For months, leading up to the 2025 World Championships, he tirelessly refined his technique, focusing intently on his ability to finish strong in the final meters, a crucial area where he had often faltered. His confidence steadily grew. As the season progressed, he began posting faster times, even scoring significant victories over Noah Lyles earlier that year in London and Lausanne, proving he was no longer just a follower in the shadow of giants. These head-to-head triumphs, noted by track experts like Donovan Bailey, hinted at a formidable shift. The semi-finals in Tokyo offered a potent glimpse of what was to come. All 8 qualifiers had to clock under 10 seconds just to make the cut. After winning his heat with a blistering 9.86 seconds, Seville raised a finger to his lips, a quiet, powerful gesture meant to silence every doubter and critic. The stage was set, not just for a race, but for a reckoning. And just before the gun, drama struck. Olympic 2,000-meter champion Letziel Tebogo, a major contender, was disqualified for a false start, tightening the field even further. The Tokyo National Stadium held its breath as the gun roared. Kishane Thompson, true to his reputation, blasted out of the blocks with his signature explosive start. A blur of motion. Noah Lyles was close behind, a formidable presence, but Seville, remarkably, remained a picture of calm and controlled power. He held his form with unwavering precision, sticking to his meticulously planned race strategy, pacing himself as the other giants of the sport surged for an early lead. The final 30 meters arrived, and in a breathtaking display, Seville found an extra gear, an acceleration that seemed to defy logic. The Jamaican sprinter surged forward, his powerful strides lengthening with each explosive step. Thompson, who had led for most of the race, visibly began to tire, his form faltering under the immense pressure. Lyles, for all his championship pedigree, found himself unable to close the rapidly widening gap. Seville powered through, passing Thompson in a stunning blur in the race's dying moments. Lyles crossed the line in third, securing a hard-fought bronze. Seville's time, a phenomenal 9.77 seconds, was not only a personal best, but a stunning declaration of a talent that had patiently waited for its moment to erupt onto the world stage. The crowd, a massive gathering of 60,000, erupted in a roar of disbelief and awe. It was a victory not just for the time, but for the sheer magnitude of the moment. The sprinter, often overshadowed, had outpaced them all, claiming gold and cementing his place in the hallowed halls of sprinting history. Adding to the emotional weight, Usain Bolt, his idol, and the man whose coach, Glenn Mills, also guided Seville, was in the stands, cheering on his compatriot. Seville's win brought the men's 100-meter world title back to Jamaica for the first time since Bolt's 2015 triumph, a symbolic passing of the torch to a new generation of speed. But that wasn't the whole story, for the world of sprinting was witnessing a parallel revolution, a phenomenon so profound it promised to redefine the very concept of a prodigy. Every generation brings forth its extraordinary talents, but once in a great while, an athlete emerges who doesn't just break records, but shatters the existing framework of what is deemed possible. This is the staggering narrative of Gout Gout. At a mere 17 years of age, Gout Gout had not merely taken the track and field world by storm, he had detonated a seismic shift. In a sport where legends are forged over decades, this young man had already obliterated records that had stood for more than half a century, leaving experts and fans alike in a state of stunned admiration. While most teenagers were navigating the complexities of adolescence, Gout Gout was in relentless pursuit of something far grander than mere medals or fleeting fame. He was chasing what he profoundly called aura, an indescribable energy, an undeniable presence, a legacy. He transformed, seemingly overnight, from an unknown schoolboy to a name on every commentator's lips. Yet behind the glare of the spotlight lay a compelling story of struggle, survival, and an unshakable, almost spiritual focus. His journey began far from the manicured tracks of Europe, on the dusty soccer fields of Ipswich, Australia. His parents, Monica and Bona, had endured the unspeakable chaos of civil war in South Sudan, their perilous journey leading them through Egypt, before finally finding safety in the promise of a new life in Australia. In a strange twist of fate, their family name, originally Guat, suffered a mistranslation that transformed it into gout, a word commonly associated with illness. But rather than shrink from this accidental moniker, Gout defiantly owned it, transforming a mistake into a name that would soon echo through the annals of sporting history. Growing up as one of 7 siblings, fierce competition was as natural to Gout as breathing. Yet, even amongst his energetic brothers and sisters, his internal drive was distinctly different, intensely focused, quietly determined, and undeniably powerful. His father fondly recalled how young Gout would spend countless hours sprinting barefoot across their backyard, mimicking the revered runners he watched on television. Speed wasn't merely a gift he possessed, it was a profound, innate love. As a child, he famously challenged kids twice his age to races, consistently emerging victorious. Teachers and coaches at school quickly noticed his exceptional athleticism, realizing they had stumbled upon something truly special, not just a fast kid, but a future star. Initially, Gout channeled his boundless energy into soccer, but his speed was almost too much, too overwhelming for the game. Coaches couldn't ignore how effortlessly he outran the ball, how his natural velocity propelled him beyond the limits of the field. Something clicked. His destiny, they realized, lay on the track. At the astonishing age of 14, Gout sent shockwaves through the athletics community by running the 100 meters in an astounding This wasn't just fast, it was elite, even by the most stringent international youth standards. Headlines erupted, scouts took urgent notice, and the quiet race to stardom began in earnest. His progress wasn't simply natural, it was frighteningly rapid. He would often linger after training sessions, meticulously studying film of himself running, dissecting his form, asking probing questions, and making precise adjustments. This kid wasn't just gifted, he was utterly obsessed with the relentless pursuit of perfection. In 2023, at just 15, he shattered Australia's under-18 200-meter record with a blistering time of 20.87 seconds. A year later, in March 2024, he clocked a personal best of 10.29 seconds in the 100 meters, triumphing at the Queensland Championships. By April, he claimed the under-20 national title, and in August, he earned a silver medal at the World U20 Championships in Peru, running 20.60 seconds in the 200 meters. Then came November 2024, a month that would forever change his trajectory. In the heats of the 200 meters at the Queensland All-Schools Championships, Gout ran 20.29 seconds, establishing an Oceanian under-20 record. This achievement made him the fastest Australian in the event since. Later, he clocked a wind-assisted 10.0 100-meter heat, followed by a legal 10.17 to break the national under-18 record. But the true headline, the moment that resonated globally, was the 200-meter final. Gout crossed the line in an astonishing 20.0. His competitors were left in absolute awe, while commentators declared it the arrival of a truly new era in sprinting. While juggling his Year 12 classes at Ipswich Grammar School, Gout signed a groundbreaking professional deal with Adidas in October 2024, reportedly worth over $6 million, extending until the 20. He then began training with none other than Olympic champion Noah Lyles and renowned coach Lance Brauman, instantly joining an elite, rarefied circle of sprinters. In June 2025, Gout made his senior international debut at the Golden Spike meet in Ostrava. Racing against seasoned professionals, he did not flinch. Instead, he won, clocking 20.02 seconds and breaking his own national record once again. One race, one victory, one national record, all in his very first meet abroad. He is now part of a meticulously managed progression towards the 2032 Brisbane Olympics, with his team already planning race strategy, sponsorship deals, and training programs years in advance. For a 17-year-old, this level of career foresight is truly unheard of. But Gout, it's clear, is no typical teenager. Gout Gout's progression isn't solely about his preternatural speed. It's deeply rooted in his meticulous training regimen, his profound way of thinking, and his remarkable ability to adapt. While other young stars often burn brightly and then fade, he appears to be growing more dangerous, more potent. With each passing season, he doesn't merely desire to win, he yearns to dominate. In April 2025, he ran a wind-assisted 19.84 seconds in Perth, the fastest time by anyone that year. These breathtaking times didn't just shock fans, they left seasoned veterans in a state of disbelief. Even Usain Bolt, the sport's ultimate icon, took notice, offering words of both profound praise and essential caution. Bolt wisely articulated that transitioning from junior talent to global champion demands far more than raw speed. It requires vision, the right team surrounding you, and an unbreakable discipline. Gout, with characteristic humility, listened intently. Despite being one of the youngest names on the global circuit, Gout's maturity is simply astonishing. He remains grounded, fiercely humble, and singularly focused on long-term enduring success. He still attends school, diligently finishes his homework, and trains with the relentless intensity of someone who has yet to achieve anything. When asked about the immense pressure of shattering historic records at such a tender age, his response is delivered with startling clarity. He felt literally free, with 80 meters left to go, a compelling urge to simply send it. For him, it is not about fleeting showmanship, but a profound commitment to constantly elevating his own game. His coaches describe his mindset as one of the most unique they have ever encountered in a teenager, remarkably calm under pressure, completely unbothered by the spiraling hype, and utterly locked into his goals. His fan base, already fervent, is growing exponentially day by day. Young children across Australia now arrive at track meets with his name emblazoned on their shirts, and social media platforms are flooded with highlights of his electrifying races. He is rapidly becoming more than just an athlete. He is evolving into a powerful movement. What truly separates sprinters from legends is not just winning, but an innate desire to feel utterly unstoppable, to push past the limits that most people wouldn't even dare to dream of. He isn't striving to become the next Bolt. He is definitively carving his own, unique lane. The numbers themselves speak volumes. Gout is unequivocally the fastest 200-meter sprinter in history for his age. He holds both Australia's under-18 and under-20 record. He has already medalled on the world stage, and he is now competing against, and triumphing over, elite senior athletes. But the most terrifying, thrilling truth, he has only just begun. With the World Championships in Tokyo recently concluded, and the 2032 Brisbane Olympics, his home games on the distant horizon, the world is finally waking up to his unfathomable potential. He is not just a rising star, he is a serious, undeniable threat. Beyond the medals and the records, Gout has openly spoken about leveraging his rapidly expanding platform to inspire children in refugee communities across the globe. He wants them to understand that their beginnings do not have to dictate their destiny. It's where they ultimately finish that truly counts. Seville's stunning victory and Gout's unprecedented emergence signal nothing less than a revolution in the world of sprinting. Seville, once branded a near-miss artist, has dramatically silenced his critics, his gold medal proving that resilience, unwavering dedication, and a perfectly executed strategy can overcome a history of heartbreak. He has ushered in a new golden age for Jamaican sprinting, carrying the torch passed by Usain Bolt with a power and precision all his own. And then there is Gout, the teenage phenom, whose extraordinary talent and maturity are utterly redefining what is possible on the track, hinting at a future where established records are not just broken, but utterly annihilated. The rivalry between Seville and Lyles is poised to intensify, a thrilling clash of champions pushing each other to unimaginable limits. But with young titans like Gout stepping onto the global stage, The question isn't just how fast they can go, but how far the boundaries of human speed can truly be stretched. The future of sprinting is not merely bright, it is a blinding spectacle of raw power, unyielding determination, and the relentless pursuit of aura. It is a new era, and the world is holding its breath to witness every electrifying moment.